Hey up my ducks, Chelsea here today at Studio Simley, and we're back in Newcrest building a tiny home. This one's a little bit out of my comfort zone. I wanted to try and do a A-frame house, which is not something I've attempted to do before in The Sims, so you'll see me just fiddling around with it for a while. I actually used several roof panels on the side and made the middle ones glass to let more light into the build. And to also give us sort of 6 tiles additional floor space. Although at the moment it says 63 tiles, I think it does end up being 64, although it does get bigger before it gets smaller because I make like a mezzanine level for the bedroom. It is just a 1 bedroom, but it does come out as a starter home, and everything's functional. I've play tested it. So you can use the bedroom upstairs, but obviously you have to have the walls down because it doesn't consider the bedroom to be an actual room, because it's not really, it's a roof. But yeah, so it's got 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, everything you'd need really for a starter home, but it is small. But with it being the tier 2 tiny home, you do get a lot of perks for it being that small. It's not heavily landscaped because I suck at debug landscaping, and that is all I would have been able to afford by the end of it. But internally I think this house comes out really, really nice. I was really pleased with it. Yeah, you can see now the tile count's gone up considerably. I think it says it's at 91 right now. I do get it down to 64, so it is tier 2 by the end. And I think it works really well. I actually saw James Turner do this with the glass sections in the side roof, and I think it worked really, really well. I was really pleased with it because it's just not something that I've ever built anything like before. I do end up fencing off the whole outside. I figured that it could have a big beautiful garden, but I am not a landscaper. And it would, so as I say, it would have involved using the debug landscaping because I just didn't have the money left in the end. I did want to make sure that it was a starter home. Just trying to mess around with the floor plan now. That long thin room that I've just added will be the kitchen, and then I'm going to add a little dining table into the roof section. And again, it's all play tested, so it definitely works. It just looks like it shouldn't, which I think is kind of cool. There we go. I keep in my play testing so I can prove it. That's my play testing sim. Her name is Layla Latesta. I don't know if you guys knew that, but Layla Latesta moves into all my current builds and tests them. Sometimes she upgrades your objects as well, because she does have high-handedness skill. So sometimes when you download my lots off the gallery, the objects are better than they appear. Trying to sort out the bathroom now, which will just be at the end after the kitchen, but that is not how the floor plan stays. My bathroom ends up being just a 4 tile, so I don't end up with a bath in it in the end. But as I say, that's because I wanted to reduce the size overall, so that it fell into the tier 2 bracket, because you get so many perks for that, but it's not as confined as the micro home. So I think it's a good compromise between the two. But yeah, it will kind of jump cut in a minute, and you'll see that I have changed the layout downstairs slightly. All I could really fit upstairs was a double bed and a couple of end tables. I did find that adding a dresser or a mirror stuck out of the roof when the roof was up outside, and I didn't like that. So we do have a dresser, but it is downstairs, and then obviously there's a mirror in the bathroom. There we are, so you can see I did change it slightly. The little 4 tile bathroom using the Discover University shower. And again, it's all been play tested, so your Sims can use the toilet, the shower and the sink, even though it kind of looks like they shouldn't be able to. Just boxing in the stairs now, using a couple of different half wall heights. I wanted to make sure this build had a computer and a TV, even though it is a starter, because I think like Sims need a computer and they don't really need a TV honestly, but what else are you going to put on that coffee table? Size down the Seasons bookcase because it's medium height originally, and I think it looked really nice there, but it did limit what clutter I could put on it, which is a bit of a shame, but that's what you get for sizing down objects, I suppose. It took me a while to figure out what to do with the other roof piece, because obviously I've got the dining room table in the one off the kitchen. I did play around with a couple of different things like a yoga mat, a flower arranging table, architecture table, but anything that you needed to be able to stand up on just wouldn't work in there. So in the end I settled on a chess table. Obviously you could change that for something that would suit your gameplay better, but it needs to be something that you sit down at. I guess you could turn it into a little office. But it has to be some kind of sitting activity. Just going in with like finishing touches and stuff now, because that's like all the furniture that we need already in there. This is me trying to figure out if a dresser would fit. It wouldn't. I did end up using the tiny living dresser because it's the smallest one, and just angling the sofa slightly so that I could keep the lamp. We do end up with a bit of an outside space as well, but as I say, it's not landscaped, it's just a couple of trees, an outdoor grill area, an outdoor dining. Not particularly exciting, and we do already have the mailbox and the bin at the very end of the pathway. I do actually use some debug slats on the paths, which is not something I've done before, but I saw somebody do it on YouTube somewhere. I'm sorry, I can't remember who it was that I saw do this. I'm definitely not the first, and I won't be the last either. But yeah, I just used these little planks from Debug to line the path. I thought it looked interesting. Your Sims can walk through it fine because they don't technically register as objects. And this is where I'm just reducing the size slightly more, so that I can utilise the full 64 tiles worth of space. But I didn't want to go into the third category because obviously you lose perks for that. So yeah, that's what I did. Made a slightly enclosed porch. I thought that worked out pretty well. I wouldn't have thought to do that ordinarily, but I needed those 3 tiles of space back to keep my tier 2 rank, so this is what we did. That's it. So we're coming up to screenshots now. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.